Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check today's video out. Always grateful to have you guys around, and if my eyes are a little watering, guys, I got about 3 minutes into the video a second ago here, and I inhaled a bug when I was talking, and I like to cough to death and recovering from that, so I'm still trying to get past sucking that bug down my throat. But anyway, guys, what I want to talk to y'all today about is how many rod and reels you need to take fishing with you. This is something you don't hear people talking about, but I can tell you for sure that sometimes having too many rods is a bad thing, not having enough rods is a bad thing. There's a sweet spot that I want to get into, whether you're fishing in a boat or wading the bank or whatever, that maximizes your fishing efficiency. So we're going to get into that in today's episode. Also, guys, before we get started, I just want to extend a big thank you to everybody out there that's taken time to use and bookmark all my links I put in every video description. I know you guys are burned out on me talking about that, but thank you very much for me and my family, especially all you guys that have been using my tackle warehouse link in the video description to order your fishing tackle. If you guys are one of the people that do that, you're really supporting the channel. And also, guys, we do have channel memberships for advanced bass fishing. If you'd like to join as a channel member, just go into my video description and you can click on that. So really appreciate it. Okay, one of the things that I do here on Advanced Bass Fishing is this is a educational channel. If you guys need to see fish being caught for entertainment purposes, there's a ton of channels you can watch that, but this is more of a hardcore educational channel. You can turn this video on when you're driving to work, when you're working around in the kitchen or out in your shop, and just listen to me talking about bass fishing. And that's one of the topics I want to talk about today, as far as just good just to listen to it. The number of rod and reels that you have in the boat has a lot to do with your fishing success, because I hear a lot of guys that, pros you talk about, they say it's like, oh, I carry 20, 25 rods in the boat with me. Guys, that's absolutely ridiculous. The amount of rods that you have, the only time that you need extra or additional rods is if maybe if you break one or two while you're fishing, you need to have a backup for a certain one. But for the most part, you do not want to have too many or too less. There's a number that I want to get into today's video that's like perfect. You can't ever underestimate simplicity in bass fishing. Simplicity is a lot better than making it more complex, because bass fishing is complex enough, let alone having too many options and too many directions to go into that confuses your mind. Let me give you guys a prime example of what I'm talking about here. Bug's still in my throat. There was back in, I think it was 2020, I fished out of a Ranger. I wanted to downsize. That's why I'm in that aluminum boat, that Vexus, right now. But when I first wanted to do this, I downsized to a Ranger aluminum boat, a 19-footer with 150 horsepower on it. It was a Ranger 198, and this thing had terrible storage. It's like it had some of the littlest amount of storage I have ever seen in a boat. I mean, it was like literally nothing to put anything anywhere. So one of the big challenges I had fishing the tournaments that year, I had to downsize everything. I had to downsize the amount of rods I took with me. I had to downsize the number of tackle boxes. And hold on a second, guys, I got to start coughing. I got this bug already. I'll be right back. Dang, I can't get that dang bug down my throat here. So anyway, I had to completely restructure my approach to fishing, because I couldn't take like a big box of crankbaits, or I couldn't take a ton of plastic worms. So every single tournament, I had to take a few crankbaits, a few spinner baits, a few soft plastics, and I had to really, really work hard to put them in a small space. So I didn't have a lot of options. The rod locker I had would only hold like 8 rods. So I had 8 rods, and I had just a minimal amount of tackle. Guys, after half of the season, I was fishing the Bassmaster Invitationals, which is one of the toughest, most competitive circuits. After halfway through the season, I was in second place in the Angler of the Year standings. And I should have been leading the Angler of the Year, but I lost a bunch of fish. So I was fishing better than I'd been fishing in years, and I didn't have near the tackle with me. My options were a lot more limited, so I spent my time focusing on locating the fish. And it's like, at the end of that season, about halfway through it, guys, I got a deal with Skeeter, and I got a fully rigged 20-foot Skeeter with a 250 horse on it. It was like a demo situation, so I couldn't pass it up. And I could carry all the tackle I wanted to. And then the second half of the season, I sucked because I had too many options. So one of the things that you need to realize here is don't clutter your mind with too much stuff out there. Before you go fishing, take time to sort of analyze the upcoming lake you're going to and try to formalize a game plan based upon the seasonal patterns and the movement of the fish and pack accordingly. It's like if you're fishing like in the pre-spawn time of the year, put you some jigs in there, some big spinner baits, maybe a chatterbait, jerk bait possibly, and call it good. You don't have to have the kitchen sink with you. That is so important, guys, to not give yourself too many options, because once you have too many options, number one, it confuses and it clouds the mind a little bit. And number two, you don't focus on the fish as much. You focus on, the easy fix, which is changing lures and changing colors and all this type of stuff, where a lot of times it can be the area or your approach, your casting angles, your boat positioning, type of things that don't come with the easy gratification of picking up a different rod and lure situation or lure combination. So ideally for me, when I go bass fishing, I like to have about 8 to 10 rods in the boat. And normally I'll have 5 or 6 rods out on the deck, and the other rods I have in there are backups in case, say for example, if I plan on flipping, I may carry 1 or 2 backup flipping sticks in case I break one. That's the only reason I have more rods in there. But if you look in my rod locker, guys, I don't hardly ever have over 10 rods in there. And like I said, I prefer to have like the minimal amount of rods on the boat. When you're on them better than anything else is if you got 1 rod on the deck, then that's it. Because if you have 1 rod on the deck, you've got everything refined. You know what you're doing. There's no doubt to how you want to fish, and you can focus on committing to that technique. So my advice to you guys is try to downsize the tackle that you take. Don't take as much, don't take as many options, don't give yourself as many options, and it usually winds up working more than not. It's sort of the same if you're learning about a technique. Say you want to learn how to fish a jerkbait. The only way that you're going to do that, guys, is take 2 jerkbait rods and a box of jerkbaits, take everything else out of your boat and go fishing. And that forces you to stay with that technique and look for the fish. And that's the same on a bigger picture when you're trying to formalize a game plan for the entire day. Just do not give yourself too many options, because I have never seen a situation ever where more is better. It's like if you see some guy rolling into the boat dock and he's got 15 or 16 rods strapped to the front deck, most of the time he's got 1 or 2 fish on the live well. You see some dude rolling in there with 2 or 3 rods on the front deck, usually he's got a big bag of fish. So anyway, for what it's worth, guys, that's sort of my opinion on it. So we'll talk later.